okay, so I don't go out very much ever except for to like go to the lake or whatever, or to do like DoorDash or whatever. So I have a story, because it kind of really threw me off. I was walking my dog, and we get to the end of my street, and we go to turn so that we can go to the next place, so we can make a whole circle. So as I'm walking down the sidewalk to get to the next street, this guy does a U-turn, and he stops and he looks over and he was like, "Hey, have you happened to have seen a cat? My cat got out, and I'm looking for the cat." And I said, "No, I didn't see a cat. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't see a cat." And he was like, "Oh, okay." So I keep on walking, and then I get down to the next street. My dog. I get down to the next street, and as I'm walking, I see there's like a car, and then there's like another truck, which we live in a like a pretty close neighborhood, so like everybody could sometimes know each other. It wasn't something out of the ordinary. And as I get closer, it's the same guy, and he calls out the window, and he was like, "Hey," and at first he said, "Sir." I don't know if he was thinking that he was talking to that dude, but then he was like, "I meant ma'am," and I was like, "Yeah, I was the same one that you just talked to down there." He's like, "Yeah, I'm still looking for my cat." So I'm being nice, and I'm like, "Yeah, I still haven't seen a cat." I said, "Do you live here?" And he says, "No." And I was like, "Oh, because we have like a Facebook group that's for lost pets." He was like, "Yeah, it sounds like, something like that's gonna have to, I'm probably gonna have to post the cat." And I was like, "Well, what does it look like?" And he said, "Well, it's like a tabby." He was like, "I don't really know what to call the cat's color. It's like tabby. He's like every color. He's got like gray stripes and stuff, and then he's like all different kinds of colors." And he's telling the dude this too at the same time, and I can hear the dude in the truck like talking to somebody, I don't know, and I guess on the phone, maybe, I don't know if I can clue. So I just stand there and I'm listening, and I pretty much was like, "Well, I'll keep a lookout when I on my way back, but yeah, I haven't seen anything." And so I keep walking, and the next thing I know, here's this dude again, and he's like pulling up, and like there's like in between these cars, so he like it's kind of like this, and he was like, "Excuse me, like." I just have one more thing, and then I promise I'll leave you alone forever." And I was like, "No, it's okay. It's no problem. What's up?" And he was like, and okay, so this is where I got totally lost, because this does not happen like all the time, like ever. I don't go out, and I'm like totally behind the game. Like, yeah. Anyway, so this guy says, "Excuse me." He was like, I seem to have lost my phone number. Can I have yours?" But what my brain registered was, "I seem to have lost my phone. Can I borrow yours?" And so I was like, "Yeah, okay." So I started pulling my phone out, and he was like, "That was a joke, by the way." And he like kind of pulled up, and he was like, "I just want to like, are you single?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not really looking for anything." He was like, "Oh." I'm a really good guy. I work with kids." And I was just like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not looking for anything." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then like he takes off. So then I don't know what the fuck is wrong in the world. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Could be. So then we're like getting towards my alleyway, and I could swear that I could see like his car again, like driving around. Which, I mean, if you're looking for your cat and you've heard that it's in this area, that seems to make sense, I would think. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want this guy to know exactly where I fucking live. So I like tell Luna to take off and like go. But then like my pants are just a slightly too big, and I had like shit in my pocket, and my pants start falling down. I'm like, "Stop, Luna, stop." And she didn't really stop until we got into the fence. But I was just like, that was weird. That was really random. And then it threw me off the rest of the walk. I was like, that's just so bizarre. Like, does that work? Like, I'm like, does that work? Because I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's how things happen these days. I don't fucking know. I don't go out looking for fucking relationships. Um, but it just threw me off, man. It really threw me off. And I got home, and I was just like, dude, this guy just like randomly was like, "Hey, can I have your number?" After like turning around, and like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm super paranoid about people, anyways. And it was just a bizarre interaction. Like, does that Does that kind of shit still work? Because I'm really curious, because I'm out of the game. I don't look for anything anymore. Like, relationships do not happen for me. So it's just kind of like out of the blue. And then I have no idea how to approach that situation after the fact. And like the fact that my brain was just like, whoop, right over my head. Like, oh, you need to borrow my phone. I mean, like, I could say, like, yeah, if you jumped in your car and you're like, oh man, my cat's like said that they were down here, and you forget your phone. Like, I could see that happening. It's not something that would be pretty common, I guess. But, and I was being nice. He was being nice. And I'm just like trying to help him out. I'm like, he lost his cat. Maybe he's trying to call somebody, you know, and be like, hey, you know, I've looked over here and I didn't see anything. And, you know, if somebody else is like looking too at the same time, who knows? I don't know. But it went over my head. That he said that, and that was such a dumb pickup line anyways. But I don't know, I don't have very many human interactions. Like, I keep to myself. Like, that's the thing. And so does that work? Does that work for anybody? I'm curious, because I don't, it didn't work for me, but maybe it works for some people, like those things. I don't know. And it's weird, like, do you like who? I don't know, it's just weird. Like, who just goes and, like, randomly pulls up to a random stranger? And, I mean, at this point, like, the sun has set, because we've taken a whole circle, and the sun is set, so it's gotten pretty dark, and I could barely see his face. I think he had glasses and a beard, and, I mean, he sounded nice, but, like, that's just not normal interactions for me, and I'm totally awkward, and that just... Yeah, that happened. So, let me know. Does that work? It didn't work for me. And I don't think it would ever. I would never go up to somebody that's, like, really random. And, like, I said that I lost my cat. But, hey, by the way, would you be dating me? Like, is that not bizarre? Like, I couldn't imagine just driving my car up next to some dude and being like, hey, by the way, are you single? I lost my dog, but are you single? What the fuck? That was so weird. And I'm really freaked out by people anyways. And so, yeah, then I was like, you're like driving your car, and I thought I saw him again, and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm letting this guy go directly to my fucking house. So, it was bizarre. I just had to share my bizarre, whatever you call that thing, interaction with another human, because it was really weird. And I just had to share it. Anyways.